Dela writes, my MVVs, welcome. Report has it that Gospel drenched in her own tears as, she was very, very disappointed over the fact that, the jewel did not respond to her pre-Ofarende get-together that she had, deliberately organized for, the wives so they can, get to meet on a clean slate and talk about the things that have happened in the past and see how they can make peace and come together. She had prepared for this, according to her. She's been preparing for it for the last 2 months, and she has spent a lot of financial resources, her personal resources, to organize this. She made sure the Great Lion was in the know, and everyone was in the know, and the jewel too was in the know, and knew that that event was supposed to hold, on that day, but, the jewel refused to show up. As a matter of fact, the jewel did not even call to say, look, there is a reason why I didn't come, or I would not be able to make it. The jewel kept quiet and let her prepare. She said she did not just prepare, she had to bring people to come and prepare meals and all of that. It was supposed to be something for them so they can for once come together and talk like people who are from the same family. But the jewel ignored everything, and this did not go well with Gospel. They say she cried so much. Now, our people say, okay, when a person is trying to cook for the community and the pot still refuses to boil, it means the fire under the pot is not the real problem. The real problem is inside the pot. That was exactly what happened to Gospel, yesterday, because everything looked perfect from the outside. Everything looked organized. Everything looked like peace had finally returned. But the one person they needed the most did not show up, did not call, did not even say a word, did not even act as if that event was meant for her, and that really hurt Gospel. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Dela Ram. I bring you fresh and spicy just from the source. It's still on the Royals. How are you guys doing? I appreciate you guys so much. You know that for me, saying thank you to you can never be overemphasized. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Sheo Adukbeo, my people. You're yet to subscribe. What are you waiting for? Kindly go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell, and do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm so much. Dela right, Gospel had been the one running around since morning trying to make sure that the pre-Ofarende, get together would be the sign, the proof, the final evidence that the palace wives were now working with one heart. She wanted the gathering to show that they had accepted, everybody accepted the jewel, that they were ready to welcome her back without bitterness, without sacred competition, without the old wounds that had caused so much chaos in the first place. She believed that if the jewel could just come and sit with them, smile with them, allow them to host her, it would soften the heart of the Great Lion completely and bring peace in the palace ahead of Ofarende. So she she took it personally. She planned every detail with her whole strength. She used her own money. She decorated the place. She invited the Oloris. She invited people from Ife family. She called a few family members so that the jewel would see that this was not a small gathering, that the wives were serious, that the palace meant every word they had said about reconciliation. From morning till evening, Gospel was moving up and down with relentless. They say Gospel was, stressing the entire day. In fact, they said she was moving up and down with restless energy. She was checking chairs, table, checking that the food was warm, checking that every decoration was, sitting properly. People who arrived kept asking her if the jewel was coming. That is family members who arrived. So apparently they thought that, communication had they've had communication, that is the jewel and Gospel, okay? Everyone they communicated this right with the jewel, and the jewel agreed to come. Even other Oloris also thought that, they had this one-on-one communication, and the Joel agreed to come. And they said the way gospel sounded as if she had been having, talks with the Joel. Even a day before the event, gospel sounded as though she had had series of talks with the Joel, and the Joel agreed to come. But as minutes stretched into hours and the chairs remained empty at the center, everybody began to sense that something was wrong. Gospel kept checking her phone. She kept stepping outside to see if maybe the Joel's convoy was approaching. She kept pacing, the place as people started to look at her with confusion. Some of the Oloris came. They say Oletik was there and Ikpi was there. Ebony, of course, very humble at this point. She was also there. Okay. And, people kept looking up and down, thinking, maybe, just maybe. But the Great Lion was not there at the time. But, the Great Lion does not come early. Like, when these things happen, he's always the last person who comes. When everyone one is seated, then he will come. For them, that, of course, is normal. It didn't mean anything. But an hour, then 2 and 3, the food was drying up. The music that was supposed to welcome the Joel became noise. The smiles on the wise faces began to shrink. Some of them sat stiff, some looked away. Family members who had come for the event sat in silence because they did not know what to say. Gospel started moving slower, her confidence dropping, her hope fading with every tick of the clock. People were asking her quietly whether she had heard from the Joel, and she had nothing to tell them because the Joel had not sent a message, not even a greeting, not even a simple response, just silence. That silence became heavier than any insult they had ever faced. It became the loudest message of the night. The Joel did not come. She did not explain. She did not acknowledge. She simply stayed away. And, that broke something inside Gospel. She realized that after all the running around, after all the decoration, after all the begging, after all the humility they had shown, they still had not reached the Joel's heart. The rejection was not loud, but it was deep. It was painful. It was a very strong signal that the wounds of the past were not healed just because the palace wished it so. When it was finally clear that the Joel was not coming, Gospel sat down quietly like someone who had just lost the battle. She thought she had already won. Tears started dropping because she felt embarrassed in front of everyone she had invited, but more than embarrassment, she felt fear. She knew the Great Lion's happiness depended on the Joel. She knew the palace had offended the Joel deeply in the past. She knew this gathering was supposed to be the right bridge, the healing moment, the final proof that peace had entered. But instead, the Joel's absence, became a reminder that forgiveness is not something you drag out of someone. It is something they give willingly when they feel ready. Gospel started crying, asking, what else do they want us to do? They had apologized, like we have apologized. We have admitted our wrongs. We have promised unity. We have welcomed the Joel with our heart. We have organized an entire pre-Ofarende, celebration just to show that we want her back. What else? What else is there that, we need to do that we have not done? According to the Gospel, she did everything, everything she did was for all of them. Like that, right now, this has gotten, so bad that, they cannot begin to do you, me. It's us. They want to learn how to do us. One person is happy, everybody is happy. The one person is sad, everyone is sad. And that is what they want to start doing. And that happens to be what she had started promoting. But then the Joel is not ready to forgive. They said that really broke the heart of Gospel, who cried so much because this event did not happen. I'm going to bring you more updates. Do not forget that these are all alleged, rumored, unverified information making the rounds on social media and should not be seen as fact.